Alrighty, I think everyone can hear me. I think we're ready to start. Perfect. All right. So there will be a slight delay in my speaking. So I will be monitoring chats throughout. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Rex. Alrighty, I think everyone can hear me. I think we're ready to start. Hang on. Sorry. Perfect. All right. So there will be a slight delay in my speaking. So I will be monitoring chats throughout. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Rex. I'm an ESD. My name's Rex. Alrighty, I think everyone can hear me. I mainly work on energy ratings for the residential side of the business. All right, so there will be a slight delay in today. What we're going to be doing is running through I will be monitoring for the 2019. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Rex. There's at Suho significant changes that will be in effect as on Friday. Energy ratings for the residential throughout. If I could get everyone, so there will be a slight delay. Just to let me know that you're today. What we're going to be doing is I'd love to know where you're tuning from for the 2019. And if you have any questions throughout, of course. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Lauren. There's been my moderator. Significant changes that will be in effect as on Friday. Energy ratings for the residential throughout. If I could get everyone, so there will be a slight delay. Just to let me know that you're today. What we're going to be doing is I'd love to know where you're tuning from for the 2019. And if you have any questions throughout, of course. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. My name's Lauren. There's been my moderator. Significant changes that will be in effect as on Friday. Energy ratings for the residential throughout. If I could get everyone put on my headphones just to let me know that you're today. What we're going to be doing is I'd love to know where you're tuning from for the 2019. And if you have any questions throughout, of course. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Is that better, Jess? Or still echoing? Oh, they never go right, these things. Okay. Yeah, I think there is an audio looping issue, Amber. I might see what I can do. I'm not too sure what to do. Okay. All right. So is that better now? All right. Let's give this a go again. Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to start again. So as I was saying, my name's Rex, and I work at Suho, focusing on energy efficiency ratings for residential buildings. Basically, what we're going to run through today is the upcoming code changes to the residential side specifically. So yeah, we'll just jump right into it. So basically, when is this change going to affect us? Well, the code changes have already been introduced. However, everyone was given a year's grace period. So that then meant that it was delayed until the 1st of May 2020. So currently we've been able to use the 2016 code up until now. The changes that are coming into effect are available for applicable for most states as of Friday. However, we do recommend when lodging an application, you check with your building surveyor, because if you're at a stage where you have already submitted all your planning approval and you're just up to building, the building surveyor or certifier might allow you to use 2016. So all we recommend is you contact them now and get it in writing, so then you're not falling under the new code as of 2020. Another thing to note that has just come out recently is WA have been granted another year extension period, so they won't fall under the 2019 building code until 2021. So yeah, if you have a project running, we highly recommend that you get in touch with your building surveyor or certifier just to see if you're able to fall under the 2016 code, just because of how much work has been done up to date. So let's get into the energy assessments and the rating methods we use. So currently there are 3 ways to gain compliance, and not all of you might be familiar with all of them. So basically there's deemed to satisfied, which is, we hardly ever use this. It's basically very difficult to gain compliance with deemed to satisfied. The glazing calculator rarely complies, and because people want to build big windows, that's where the build costs are higher. There are no changes to this method of assessment in the 2019 code, so that will stay the same. The next method that we use to assess dwellings is the 6 stars. We'll get into it a bit in the next slide, but there are some changes to that. And then the main method that we use, where 85% of our ratings historically have been done, is our V2622 or verification method. This method has become more stringent. So this method was heavily relied upon in most states, in particular SA and WA. Basically what this method does is we take your building and we compare it to a reference building, and as long as your building performs better than the reference building, compliance is achieved. So what that means historically is that homes with 3 stars have been able to gain compliance, whereas in the new code changes, this now means that we need to design and build better homes to get the 6-star requirements. So verification is still available under the new code. However, it is more stringent. So for example, there's a set recipe, as some of the staff at Suho like to say. So this means that you'll have to have 2.4 metre high ceilings in the reference building, brick veneer walls, concrete slab on ground, 25-degree roof pitch. So say, for example, if you're building a lightweight building with an elevated floor, with a flat framed roof, let's say, and 3 metre high ceilings, you're not comparing apples with apples. So you're disadvantaged in a way. So we recommend that the 6-star will be the least cost to gain compliance now, just due to the increased stringencies. So, as I said earlier, with the 6-star, the main change that is happening is the introduction of the heating and cooling load limits. So these two climate zones I have on screen there for SA. So it's not applicable for all climate zones. So in Tasmania, they don't need to meet heating and cooling load limits. They just need to meet the 6-star requirements. The aim is to have throughout the year a comfortable home all year round. So we want to eliminate the need for mechanical heating and cooling, so that then all year round you have a comfortable home. So it's not an extremely comfortable home in summer, but then in winter it's very cold. So moving right along, if you follow us on our social media pages, we've released this before. This is our zoning orientation guide. It's a general guide. We understand some blocks these days you're limited with certain aspects, but basically some tips and tricks that we can recommend is obviously how your living area is facing north, your sleeping zones east, your bathrooms, laundries to the south, and your utility zones to the west. The software it prefers dwellings, so you will gain compliance much more easier if you have a smaller home, which is generally not what people want to do. They want the big home, double story, but it favours rectangle or square building designs. Another thing to point out is that under the new code, it's now a requirement that you'll seal the garage internal door, so you'll weather strip it. And yeah, if you don't have the north facing aspect in the living area, this is something that we like to recommend to our clients to pass on to their clients, that they might need to then have higher building costs. So then they might need to improve the glazing. So it's fine if the client wants to build however they want. It's just we need to set their expectations. So moving along, so this is actually a home we've assessed in first rate 5. It's 3 stories, as you can see. It's quite large. So this is the lower level. We have to model any zone up. So if you've got, I believe that was a tool room down on the lower level underground. So we model it up like this. So the unconditioned zones are the grey colour. As you can see, north is up the page. So they have a large amount of glazing that is west to the living zones. So what we recommend is, putting as much detail on the plans as you can. And because we model it all up, so we've got, the shading elements that we have to model. We model the neighbouring dwellings, as you can see the screens up here. So if you give us a site plan, it's best to know what's next door, so we can ensure that we're giving you the most benefit. And again, so this is the upper level. The bedrooms are that pinkish colour. We model skylights. We model all of that. So this dwelling, when we rated it initially, the initial rating only got 2.7 stars. So it didn't fall within the 6-star requirement. And this was due to the size. It did have double glazing. It was just a very large home. And with these, I sat down and I tried to apply as many improvements as I could. So as you can see there, we've used a very high spec glazing. We've changed the external wall to EPS to add that additional bulk insulation. We've added a roof blanket, bulk insulation to the floors, reducing window sizes and adding more insulation just all round. And the highest we could get this rating to was 4.9 stars. So what we are offering and what we do for our clients is that if they come to us from the start with this design, we can highlight to them that, these might be some issues that you might face down the track. 6 stars, as well as the heating and cooling load limits, might be difficult to gain compliance. So we recommend doing, X, Y, and Z. And then that way we can just set the client's expectations that they might have higher build costs. They might need to look at higher spec glazing, because here, on lots of the ratings I already do, clients still want to use the single glazed windows, which with the introduction of the new code, it's just not going to be possible. All the specifications, the minimum specifications, are going to have to increase. So yeah, as I've been mentioning, we need living areas facing north. If you have a living area that's not facing north, even trying to incorporate highlight windows with north. Just trying to look at eaves and the optimal design for them. Providing a thermally effective building envelope. Also with the big dwellings, the architecturals, I guess you could call them, clients do like a lot of glazing. The ideal ratio is 20 to 30%. And if concrete is used for walls and suspended floors, it's recommended that you insulate those areas with bulk insulation or some kind of foam board. It's recommended to have lower ceilings with smaller rooms, less corridors, and yeah, just we are able to look at designs before the client falls in love with them, and we're able to give some advice. So that's a service that we do offer at Suho. And then finally, we have a software development team, and we do have webinars on this. On the next slide, it will show you when this one's available. Basically, we've introduced Hubble, and it's a really awesome software. You can put in all the elements of your building, and it predicts your star rating for you. So that's even before you can just type it all in, and even before coming to us, you can see how your building's performing, so what the client might be expecting in the future. And finally, we have a bunch of webinars that we're offering. So we are doing, we're on today. So this morning ones, we have our residential one, which I'm doing now. We have an exclusive 10-star home tour at 4. And then on Thursday and Friday, we have some further webinars that we can offer. So yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for listening in, and I was just wondering if anyone had any questions they wanted to ask. I know it's a bit awkward because I can't hear you, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I might wait a few minutes. Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for joining. If anyone does have any questions or would like further information, I'm happy to take your call. As I said, we want to help our clients prepare for the changes, and they are just around the corner. So yeah, if anyone has anything, please feel free to give us a call. And I hope you're all keeping safe during this crazy time. All right, thank you.